That'll help.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of What's Happening Now. As always, remember to like, share, and comment on this broadcast live, as there could be information here not only useful to yourself, but perhaps to a neighbor or a friend or a relative. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Hello Guest Screen, where Hello Guest Screen offers an easy way to personalize your Airbnb properties, TV screens with custom images and dynamic calendar-driven guest information with all essential information for them upon arrival. I tell you what, we use Hello Guest Screen here at CNI Solutions, and it has been an absolute charm for us in putting out information about our programs, upcoming events, and everything we got going on. So, hey, if you have a doctor's office or Airbnb property or a classroom facility like CNI Solutions where you can display some of your upcoming programs, I think Hello Guest Screen would be an optimum thing for you to have. Don't forget, today, registered now for the community baby shower. Registrations is open right now. And if you know somebody who is 7 months pregnant or 7 months postpartum, please have them go ahead and register for the community baby shower. The website is CNI Solutions. There's a link right there, www.cnisolutions.org/events/ It will take you directly to the website. We are super excited about this community baby shower. We've had Nasharm come in today and drop off a load of supplies for babies. We had the Eastern Stars come in from Newmarket, Alabama. They dropped in a load of supplies as well, and we still got supplies coming in. Hey, we appreciate all the support and love the community has been giving us for this baby shower, because I tell you what, there's a lot of young ladies out there who's going to be extremely happy, and a lot of babies are going to be extremely satisfied to get some of these much needed baby supplies. Don't forget, we still got our next entrepreneur class starting on the 21st of May. It's going to be starting on the 21st of May for those who are looking to start a business or are already in business and need to redefine that business. Like this, please sign up for that class, and I assure you, we'll make sure we get you on the right track and get you started on what you need to do for your business, and including calculating those break-even points, forecasting those sales, and understanding those fixed and variable costs. So tonight, we have a very special guest here with us in the studio. We have Miss Donna Gullatte. She is the CEO and owner of Couture Creations and Pores and Potions. Miss Donna, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
Hey, so talk to us a little bit about Couture Creations and Pores and Potions. Exactly what is that?
Okay, so let me give you a little bit of background first. The wedding and beverage business is $1 trillion. I think the last I read is $1.8 trillion industry. People are spending money on weddings, and they're spending money on beverages. So what I did, it began with my love for weddings. My mom did weddings years ago here in the Huntsville in Madison County area, and I just tagged along with her doing everything that she did, and so that was my inspiration. I also have an inspiration for fashion, and that was very important to me as well. So I just kind of thought that would combine the two, styling and fashion and just events and all of that was just in the blood. And entrepreneurship, because my parents owned a restaurant, they owned a lounge, and my mom had a design business as well as a catering business as well. So as following her around, they retired the restaurant, and I just kind of took up doing weddings, meaning doing florals, event design, as well as planning part of that events. So after that, I had a full-time job, and then I went on and retired 2 years ago. After 31 years with the Alabama Cooperative Extension System. And I retired not to not work. I retired to do more of my own business. So I'm just going to put this out there. Don't ever feel like you're too old or too young to start a business or you don't have the money to start a business,
Mhm.
just do it, no matter what age you are. So it's very it has been very fulfilling to be doing something that I really want and make a little money at it. My husband may have some different thoughts
Okay.
on how much money I make at it, but
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. But that's how it started. I started several years ago, but I became an official business in 2020 and as an LLC. But I got my business license in 2017, and that's what I've been doing since then.
Okay. So we had talked a little bit before we came on, and Mr. Charles said he had went to your uh, business page and actually seen that you were family oriented.
Yes.
So not only is it just you doing what you love, you also have husband and daughter.
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little
Yes.
bit more about what husband does and what daughter does.
Okay, so my husband is kind of like a jack of all trades.
Okay.
He's the person I call on to get, I throw ideas off of him. And he's the fix-it man. He calls himself the quality checker.
Okay.
So when we are
QC,
not
we
doing
like
something
that.
right, yes, when we're not doing something right, he makes sure he tells us, and he keeps us safe. He makes sure that safety is wherever we are. He
Absolutely.
makes sure of that. He also does set design. He's built me several backdrops for different events, as well as some other things as well.
Okay.
So his background is in construction and engineering. So he may not have come willingly,
But
he just
did.
came because that's the job.
Okay.
And my daughter, her name is Mariah Hammond. She just recently got married.
Okay. Congratulations, Mariah.
She has a love for fashion as well. So she graduated from Auburn University with a degree in fashion design.
Okay.
So she's a fashion designer, as well as an event planner. So she stayed on at Auburn and got her degree in event planning and hospitality management.
Okay.
She also had one of her big designs. She, if you remember the World Games that happened a couple of years ago, she designed the mascots for Vulcan and Vesta in Birmingham.
Okay.
So those are a couple of her.
Okay, and she followed in mom's state because I just
Yes.
want everybody to know that's watching. Miss Donna had made it clear that she was from the Alabama
Yes.
A&M
University.
I just want to throw that out there. Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs.
For Miss Donna on the Alabama
Yes.
side, we're gonna stick Bulldogs on Georgia side for
Yeah.
Brady. Okay. Okay, Miss Donna. So describe to us what your pours and potions are and what all goes behind that entity of Couture Creations and Designs.
Okay, sure. So Couture Creations Designs was started first. So I started doing weddings and event planning and all of that. And then I got into doing a little catering. So we do catering as well. So with the catering, people would compliment and love the food, but they would also love the punches, which I call pours.
Okay.
That's the name, pours and potions. So they would love that. And I just thought of the concept, wouldn't it be nice? And I threw that idea off of my husband and my daughter as well. If we could design beverages that you could drink alone, or if you want to add some alcohol to it, it could be a handcrafted cocktail.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that came along. And since then, I've been to Alabama A&M and gotten labels for my products. Hope to be able to put them in stores one day.
Okay.
So that's a little bit about that. We make a variety of different flavors for that product. They all come non-alcoholic, but when you add and that's pours, when you add your favorite alcohol, then that's when the potions part comes in.
Okay. That I think that's what me and you had talked about at the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
We had that conversation and you started talking about pours and potions, and I was like, "Ooh, girl," because I love some potions. But don't tell nobody. So
you just did.
Well, they don't need to know all of that, Miss Donna. Okay, just a little bit. What was your hardest job, and what made it easy for you to overcome?
Okay, so my hardest job, I think, was probably a wedding that I just recently had, and they rented the venue for the maximum number of hours
Mm-hmm.
there, but we had to flip the room, meaning they had the wedding and the reception in the same room. And so we had to flip the room while the guests were in another room
Mm-hmm.
having their cocktail hour. And that was the most hardest and I think the most challenging, because we had a short amount of time to flip the room into this wonderful, glorious event
Mm-hmm.
space and have it ready for all of their guests and them in a short amount of time.
Absolutely.
We overcame it by having team, getting all in there together. We had a plan. We had papers that showed us how everything should go and where everything should be placed, and then everybody just stepped into place, including the venue owners.
Okay, I like that. Have you ever had to turn down a job for just doing too much? I know when we talked about it behind the scenes, you said you've been turned down for doing too much.
Yes.
I love that concept, but have you ever had to turn down a job or turn down an event because of it's just something that is not?
I've not ever experienced that part.
Mm-hmm.
The part that I've experienced is some people have a concept of what they want their day to look like. And I totally get that, because you want your event to look like it wants to look, but you don't. Sometimes clients don't have a concept of what it costs
or what it takes.
What it takes. And so then when I do their proposal and give them the price, sometimes they do turn it down.
Okay.
Because it may not fit in their budget. But I normally try to work within their budget. But if you give a concept of just this wow factor, sometimes things don't work out.
Okay. So for me, the question I would like to pose for you, and I know we kind of didn't ask this behind, but it's not really too bad. What would be some advice that you would give our new entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that's in the industry that's trying to start or in the process of starting or starting now or just trying to figure out what information or what advice could you give them to help them when it comes to their business, being that, you know, you've had a passion for it growing up as a child because you were always around it with your mom, and then having, you know, that generation behind you with your daughter stepping into place to do that for you. What would be some advice that you would give them?
So whether you're in the wedding or event industry or beverage industry or whatever you want to do, I just would advise people to, if it's your passion, do it. Because if it's something that you would do without getting paid, that's always been the same, then that's something that you're going to love and be good at it. And keep practicing your craft and honing in on your craft. And I would say, I think I shared this with you earlier, that no matter what age, how young or how old you are, I'll be 60 years old in October. And I'm kind of almost just starting my business.
Okay.
So you're never too old or too young to start your business. If it's something that you're passionate about, just do it. I'm sorry, I took that from a well-known shoe company.
Hey, you're okay. But if you have the passion for it, I love that. I think one of the biggest things that me and Mr. Farrar preach to our entrepreneur classes, and even though you didn't have to say it, you said it. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes.
Not only is it your passion, but just like you said with your husband, we're not gonna get on Mr. G too much, okay? Yeah. But whether he liked it or not, he was going to be along with it because he saw it was something that you were passionate about.
For sure.
And being that support and having that. And me and Mr. Farrar had a live a couple of weeks ago where we talked about having that family support and having that, whether it's financially or whether it's physically or actually being there. And one of our biggest takeaways is not everybody is going to be for you. And we always tell our entrepreneurs, nobody understands you better than another entrepreneur. So that's a good thing for us. When it comes to Couture creations, designs with Pores and Potions, what do you have coming up? What events are we looking forward to? What can our viewers expect from you?
Okay. So a few of the events we have coming up, I'll say a couple of them or share a couple of them with you. Some of them are not totally developed yet, so
Okay.
I won't speak on those yet. But we have every year, and I'll preface that by saying we're passionate about community. We love community. We love giving back. So I've had also experience in caregiving. I care for my mom. She just recently passed in February. I was her caregiver for, I say, 9 years,
Okay.
and she stayed in our house with us, and we gave care for her, and we're happy to do it. So I kind of know some struggles that caregivers go through,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's one of our passions. The other is homeless. We've been out on Christmas Day and prepared dinners through our catering service, prepared meals, and took them out on Christmas Day and gave them just whoever we saw on the street that needed a meal. With the caregiving portion of it, we have a caregiver brunch coming up, and it's called Care, Love, and Brunch.
Okay.
And we want to just give the caregivers a little respite for that event. So we want them to have a wonderful day of something good to eat, and we'll have some speakers come in that'll share their caregiving stories and also some solutions and maybe some tips on how they can be a better caregiver and just do a better job. And also, caregivers sometimes feel neglected or that they're not seen. So we want to make sure that they're seen.
Absolutely.
All right.
And
So, hey,
second,
Ms. Donna, we got a few questions here from the audience. We got one from Mr. Kenny Gibson. Says, I have a question is, what if I start a business of a product that already currently exists and I'm held to peer pressure to drop my business or completely rewrite it? What do you say to that?
I say stick with the plan, because your product is not the same as somebody else's product. There's lots of people out here that make pours, and some people even say, well, I can make this at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I stick with my product, and I've learned that people will purchase what they want. People will flock to you if it's a good product.
Absolutely.
So stick to your plan, hone in on that craft so that yours can become yours, and nobody else, no matter if they have the same thing, nobody else can touch it.
All right. Another question we got, she says, where can we see examples of your work?
I have a website that you can see. It's www.couture, COUTURE creations, CREATIONS. I feel like I'm in a spelling bee. Designs at .net. I'm sorry, Couture Creations Designs.net. And then I'm also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok under @Couture Creations Designs.
Okay, and we'll make sure we put that in the chat for everyone so they can have that. Another question we have here says, how does a company, particularly in the creative and artistic industry where individuals is key, ensure quality and consistency in the products and service?
That's a good question. So again, I would just say stick with the plan, and number one, plan, so that you can make sure that you're right on point with the things that you're doing, the things that you're making. Go to class, take some classes so that you can become better at what you do or what you make. Google is a wonderful thing that you can look at and Google up things, and it helps a lot to find out things about the business that you may be interested in going in. So I would just advise the person just to stick with your plan, make sure that you plan, and then come up with solutions that if your plan fails, what can I do about it? Some
All
other
right.
suggestions.
Got another question here. It says, is the event for the caregiver for the public or a certain facility?
For the caregiver, it will be for caregivers, family caregivers. Let me preface that. Family caregivers are those caregivers that are not paid for their services. You know, you have CNAs that are paid for their services, but family caregivers are those that just step in when it's time to step in. They're not paid for it, they just do it. It could be somebody that you're caring for, like I mentioned, my mom. I also cared for my dad, as well as some of my sisters and brothers that helped care as well. But it may be that you're caring for your grandchildren that you don't get paid for to do that. You just have to step in if their parents are not available, or maybe they have to go overseas for some time. Grandparents are a large number of those caregivers as well.
Okay. We got a comment here from Dr. Bones. She says, Nike won't stop selling because of Adidas. Adidas is not going to stop selling because of Puma. You're just selling your product and be great at it. I agree with you 100% there, Dr. Bone. You're 100% correct on that. We have another question here. Says, how do we get information about the caregiver event?
I can send that to you. If you go to either one of my, I haven't put it out there yet because I'm doing that event in November during National Caregivers Month. So I'm going to put it out soon, but you can go to either one, join my my website. You can subscribe there, or you can go to one of my social media pages and like or follow us, and then we can share it. We'll be sharing information through that. Short of that, if you have my email address, you'll have that soon because we'll post it. You can send me an email to send you as a reminder.
All right. We got another question here. Says, do you actively track and incorporate upcoming trends and innovations to meet the changing market demands, or do you primarily rely on existing strategies that have proven successful?
Oh no, I don't try to do the same thing over and over. Although some of those things are very helpful, and I do stick to that on some things. But my husband can attest that I'm on social media and on the computer or on my phone a lot. And a lot of times I'm not on there just scrolling. I'm on there looking for new ways to do things, new products they have out that can help you be better. So, and in rolling in classes, Brittany mentioned the Black Chamber of Commerce. So I'm a member of the Black Chamber of Commerce, and they have classes going on all the time that I can attend. We just had a Chat GPT, AI and Chat GPT class last week, as well as what was the other one?
The digital marketing tour.
Digital marketing and the accounting one. I can't think of it.
I can't think of it either.
Yeah, it was like an accounting training. And so go to classes. A lot of times we have a lot of resources here in our Huntsville, Madison County area. I mentioned the Black Chamber of Commerce, but there's also the Catalyst Center. There's small business assistance offering classes on the campus of A&M and maybe Oakwood as well, and just in different varieties. They have offer classes on sites on social media. So I would just advise.
CNI Solutions, just to put it out there.
Yes, yes. Which I'm so happy to be here today.
So I got a question for you before we get to our next questions. I have a few questions I heard, here in the background. One, what would be the difference? There's another company here in the Huntsville area. I think it's called Cocktails for Mommy. What is the difference between Mocktails for Mommy? That's correct. What is the difference between Mocktails for Mommy and Pores and Potions?
Okay, so it's a totally different product. I love her products. I've tasted them, and they're good. But I think it's just from my understanding, because I don't know her whole business plan. but it's just a wine that is a non-alcoholic wine. And I think she has different flavors of that. So that's mocktails for mommy, to my understanding. And then pours and potions, again, is non-alcoholic beverages that can be made into a potion by adding your favorite alcohol.
Okay. We got another question here. Says, does Couture Creations actively gather feedback from customers after events?
Yes. I always ask my clients to share what went well, what they loved, and what they didn't like so much. I asked them to share that through, I think we're on Yelp. You can give the feedback on Yelp. You can also just send it directly to me or on social media. I don't mind the negative or positive feedback because I want to use that to be better.
Absolutely.
And what was your other part of that question?
Okay. Well, my other questions. So you mentioned before this business came along, what were you doing before you decided to go into Couture Creations and Pours and Potions?
Okay. I was county agent. If you've heard of the county agent. I guess to make it more clear, if you've ever heard of the 4-H club, I used to be the 4-H lady.
Okay.
4-H was similar to Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, but we worked with both youth age 9 through 19, and I taught life skills for that. As I progressed in my career with the extension system, I became still a county agent, but I was working with adults. And I work with adults similar to what C&I Solutions does. We taught them life skills. We talked about job prep. We actually did programs on job prep. And we worked with seniors, caregivers. We worked on seniors on how to live better as they grow older.
Okay.
Outstanding. So, this caregiver event that you got coming up is really sounding as something that somehow I would like for us to be a part of that, because one of the things that we do with C&I Solutions, we support the Bob Harrison Senior Centers, and we do events for the senior citizens there for the Christmas holidays and for Easter. So I really like where you're going with this and trying to help those caregivers, because there are a lot of forgotten heroes out there that people don't know about, and they're doing a lot of stuff, that they need support on and they need help with, and we just don't know about that. And I love the idea that you're trying to host an event for them to give back to them, and representation for what they're doing and what they're representing, and helping those elderly and seniors loved ones who they're dealing with. So that is awesome there. So by all means, I do hope you do share that information with C&I Solutions, and however we can become a part of that and help and giving back. Please let me know so that I can get Brittany on the ground running, and so she can start making some things happen, because she is that outreach coordinator who coordinates everything that I need her to reach out and touch on.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I'm so excited. We have set a date for it, but details are still in the works. It's November 16th. Again, that's Caregivers Month, and during the month of November. And we also have, I didn't share the other event we have coming up is in December. I believe it's December 7th. It's called Christmas and Cocktails.
Okay.
And so it's mainly, we have entertainment there. You can and it's open to the public. And details are still coming for that, but it's December 7th. We'll have entertainment, hors d'oeuvres that you can enjoy. But the main part of that is to raise the funds to be able to do things like the caregivers brunch. And we also, again, do the plates for the homeless. So we do that is a charged event, but we do have entertainment there. Food, we love to eat. And most of all, we have our cocktails or our mocktails. So we'll have a sampling of all of our flavors of mocktails, but you'll be able to try them as a mocktail or a cocktail,
Okay.
or better yet, a pour or a potion.
Okay.
So let me ask you this: can someone buy one of your pours and potions without having an event? Like, could I like reach out and say, "Hey, I need a gallon of that favorite strawberry, blueberry, pour that you make"? Can I do that like that?
For sure. You can go to my website, or again, call me or email me and say, hey, I need a couple of gallons for my family reunion that's coming up.
Don't tell him that, Miss Donna. Don't say that. We got a family reunion coming up.
Just let me know what you need and what flavor, and we'll get it done.
And how many flavors do you currently have? I don't know if you covered that. How many flavors are you working with?
It's about 12. We're constantly coming up with different flavors. Also working on a cocktail mocktail recipe book.
Oh, okay. A cocktail mocktail recipe book. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right, that is great. That is great. So yeah, I heard you mention your daughter, and I know the husband is working, and I perused your website, and I've seen the husband there that does a lot of your construction and setting up the scenes and all that. How important was it for your daughter to become part of this business?
Oh, very important. She wanted to be a part of it because this is what she loves doing, is meeting people, reaching out to people. She loves designing clothes. She started designing clothes when she was a little girl and has been kind of doing that ever since. And as I mentioned earlier, she doing it so much and loves it so much that she went to school for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not mention she does have a boutique, online boutique, and it's called PCD Designs, Princess Closet Designs. But I think under her handle on social media is PCD Designs. She may correct me on that. I think she's on. So if that's wrong, just put it in the chat, Mariah.
All right. Do y'all guys have a limit to the area that you will cover? Like, how far would you be willing to travel to do an event?
Normally it's within, we've gone further for family members, but normally within 100 miles, I would say.
100 miles? Okay. Outstanding. All
And
right.
I will mention that I didn't get a chance to mention that, or I just thought about it, actually. With our pours and potions, we do have to be certified and inspected, since we're working with juices. So we're with our my family, my kitchen family, with Jonathan Hambrick, who owns Big John's Barbecue. So I'm a part of the My Kitchen commissary. So we operate and make our potions there, or pours there.
That is outstanding. I love it. I love it. Hey, I tell you what, Miss Donna, I appreciate you coming in this evening and sharing all this wonderful information and letting all of our viewers know about the organization and what it is you guys are doing and some of the great events you got coming up. Is there anything that you would like to add before we proceed to close?
Just stick with the plan. Plan first. Stick with the plan and do what you're passionate about. Is just a tip for entrepreneurs coming up. And then make sure you check us out, follow us on social media so that you can keep up with the events that are coming up, our Caregivers Brunch, as well as our Christmas and Cocktails event. And thank you for having us.
Not a problem. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, folks, you heard it live here tonight, right from Miss Donna herself. The events that she's got coming up there. I see a lot of people were interested, especially in the caregiver event. I know CNI Solutions interested in that as well. Again, don't forget, today is the day to register for the 7 to 7 community baby shower. If you had not had a chance to register, to get signed up, we opened it up today. It is now open online. Just go to our website. You can go ahead and register. If you know someone who is 7 months pregnant or who is 7 months postpartum and they're in need of baby items such as Pampers, bottles, bibs, clothes, whatever it is, by all means, please go ahead and have them register with us. Again, we got our our CNI Solutions entrepreneurship class is going to be starting on the 21st of this month. If you still have not had a chance to get registered for that, please go ahead and do so. We are going to be starting promptly with that one. I know there's a lot of you out there who own a business or who want to start a business and just ain't had the time to do it. By all means, get with CNI Solutions and we will help you get to where you need to be and getting that business started. All right. Always remember, your yesterday is not your today, and your today is not your tomorrow. Good night.